Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is Nat from Nat's Narrative, and today I'm in Chicago. We've actually been in the city for a few days now. We got here on a Tuesday. It is now Saturday and it's our last full day, and it's going to be raining the entire day, it seems, according to the weather app. So we are going to spend it mostly indoors. We are going shopping. We've already done most of the touristy things you can do here in Chicago, and we want to do some shopping. I made it my mission to look for cool bookshops and libraries in Chicago before we got here, and I did find this really cool Barnes and Nobles that opened up recently in a building that used to be a bank. So it is gorgeous. I've seen some videos and some pictures, and I've convinced my family to go there. They're not really bookish, but they're gonna do it for me. I might also convince them to walk down that street into another bookshop that I saw. It's a very different vibe. So yeah, we're gonna be doing that. I have filmed a little bit throughout the trip, so I'm also gonna show you guys some highlights of my trip to Chicago. Anyway, I'm gonna keep this intro as short as possible before I'm interrupted by the sounds of the city, and I will show you what I've been up to while I've been here in Chicago, and then I'll see you at the bookstore. Hello everyone, I am back home from my trip to Chicago. I have to say that I had such a lovely time. I think Chicago is one of the most beautiful cities in the US, at least that I've ever been to. It was so clean. The weather was nice for the most part. I do think that first day that we were there was the hottest day in the summer, and it was also very humid, so it wasn't really that nice to walk around all over the place, but still beautiful city. One of the highlights, of course, was to visit the Barnes and Noble at Wicker Park, as you guys saw. Sadly, I only got to spend 30 minutes at the bookstore because we were on a bit of a time crunch. It took 30 minutes to get there from where we were staying, and then of course it took 30 minutes to get back to where we had dinner reservations. So I was only able to spend half an hour there, most of which I did spend like trying to create content. I was taking pictures. My sister, I told her before we left the Airbnb that she had to take this as seriously as the Olympics, and she did. She took great pictures of me. But I did manage to find three books that I thought were really interesting, and I am going to do a little book haul for you. I did make the mistake, like I said, I was busy filming, taking pictures. So when I was reading the back of some of these books, I might have skimmed over them, and I accidentally got two books with soulmate trope, which is a trope that I absolutely hate. I usually do my best to avoid the soulmate slash mates trope because I personally, in my humble opinion, think it's lazy. I just think it's really lazy writing. Like, it's just a lazy way of like, I want these two characters to end up together, so they're gonna be soulmates, and like, I don't really have to develop the romance. Anyway, I've got the books here in this Art Institute of Chicago bag, since the Barnes& and Noble only gives you plastic bags nowadays. We are going to start with the first book that I chose, and it is All is Fair in Love and War by Virginia Heath. And this is a Regency romance. I'm gonna try to do my best whistle down voice. In the first installment of our Regency romp of the series, a governess who believes in cultivating joy in her charges clashes with the children's uncle who hired her, only to find herself falling in love. That was not a very good whistle down. No, it wasn't. But basically, the book is about this guy who's a captain in the Royal Navy. His sister just joined her husband for an expedition in Egypt, and he's left in charge of her children. I think there's like three of them. They're chaotic children, and he realizes very fast that he cannot deal with these children by himself. He enlists the help of a governess. But this girl, she is like the opposite of like the idea you have of a governess. She believes that children should enjoy life and like, be a little chaotic and like run around and just be happy. And so obviously this very strict guy and this very carefree governess, they clash a little bit. But this time, it seems that in this case, their attraction is undeniable, and all is indeed fair in love and war. So, super excited for this one. Kind of gives me Nanny McPhee vibes in a way. Like, does that make any sense? I don't know. But I'm not actually planning on reading this anytime soon. Would I be true to myself if I just bought a book and immediately read it? I wouldn't be. I wouldn't. But yeah, um, probably will get around to this. Actually, who knows when? I'm not making any promises to you, because I don't like to lie to you, right? The next book is one that I definitely want to read before the summer is over, okay? Um, and the cover is just so gorgeous. This is Backhanded Compliments by Katie Chandler. It's a sapphic rivals to lovers with tennis players. I mean, come on. I'm just gonna read this and listen to the soundtrack for Challengers the entire time. For months, they've traded sly insults in the press conferences leading up to their showdown at the Australian Open, and their first ever match is the most anticipated of the season. But Juliet refuses to let her nerves or Luca's annoyingly perfect abs get the best of her. And Luca does her best to smother the anticipation of finding out once and for all if Juliet Ritchie is her Juliet, the one whose name has been a faint outline on her wrist, waiting for the day they finally touch for the first time. Why? Why? What was the reason? What was the reason? I mean, Katie, I don't want to tell you how to write a book, but like, was there an actual reason for this? Because the way I see it, so my mic kind of died. So I'm just gonna talk really loudly and hope for the best, okay? Like I said, I just don't think this kind of romance needed a soulmate trope just because it already sounded very good and very like angsty and just like, you know, just sounded really good before you added the soulmate trope to this. But still, I'm very excited to read it. I'm hoping we can move past the whole soulmate thing, right? I hope it doesn't take too much of the romance. It does give me summer vibes, so I'm thinking I should definitely read this in August. If you can hear the alarm that is going on outside, it is completely out of my control, and I am not going to stop filming and then do this again at a later time. So we're gonna get through with this haul, okay? The second book that I got that has a soulmate trope is Threats That Bind by Kika Hatsopoulou. And yes, just look at this cover and tell me that it's not absolutely gorgeous. Let's just read from the back, okay? It says, "Descendants of the fates are always born in threes. One to weave, one to draw, and one to cut the threads that connect people to the things they love and to life itself. The Orr sisters are no exception. Io, the youngest, uses her fate-born abilities as a private investigator in the half-sunken city of Valente. But her latest job leads her to a horrific discovery. Somebody is abducting women, maiming their life threads, and setting the resulting raids loose in the city to kill." So, this definitely not a romance. There is a romance within it though. And it just so happens to be with a boy with whom she shares a rare fate thread linking them as soulmates before they've even met. So I read about this much of the back of the book and I was like, yes, immediately yes. I just stopped reading right before the sentence where the soulmate thing is mentioned. But in this case, like in this book, the whole soulmate thing makes absolutely sense, unlike backhanded compliments, okay? This is a duology. The second book is called Hearts That Cut. But yeah, this one is definitely giving me vibes for like October or maybe even late September. Just seems like a good book to read during the spooky season, even if it's not necessarily spooky. I don't know. I'm very excited to hopefully read this in the next few months. Okay, those are all of the books that I ended up getting, but I do want to show you this bookmark that I got. It's a little black cat and it says, "Hiss off, I'm reading." Okay, that is going to be it for this video. I hope you guys had as good of a time watching this vlog as I did while filming it in Chicago. If you want to see more from that trip or just me in general, I will leave my bookstagram down below for you to follow me if you want to. I will also leave my Goodreads and Fable accounts down there as well. I mostly use Fable nowadays, so if you add me as a friend, I will add you back because I love having new friends on Fable. And I would love you, like absolutely love you forever and ever, if you liked and commented on this video as well as subscribe to the channel. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!